Hi all, this is Param. In this video, we will see how to start and stop the Elasticsearch. Okay. First things, start the Elasticsearch. Okay, assume that we have discussed all the stuff, right? We have discussed all the stuff about what is a bootstrap checks and what are the configuration has to be done at the Elasticsearch level and what are the possible configurations we have to do in the OS level. Okay, so everything we have discussed. Now, assume that we have downloaded. Okay, uh, we have downloaded this package and we are going to start in our box. Okay, so first things I am going to run a set tar mode, tar or zip, tar or zip. Okay, this will be Debian daemon mode. No, tar or zip. Okay, this will be Debian or what RPM. Okay, fine. So these are the different packages in fact, right? So otherwise among these 4 packages only we will be using, maybe the 64-bit or the 32-bit, that's how it will vary. Okay, assume that we are going to set up the dev environment. Okay, or fresh test environment, something like that. Okay, so we will start in the foreground mode. Okay, so foreground mode with the plain setups. Okay, with the plain setups with whatever the by default values. Okay, so obviously what will happen, it will first thing it will bind it to the default local host. Okay, that is a local host. The 9200 port will be binded. Okay, it will generate it will by default it enable the security. So security enabled means obviously it will generate the password for the Elasticsearch, Elastic user, and the enrollment token for Kibana and the enrollment token for the any other node. Since it is security is already enabled, right? Okay. Okay, friends. So this is just test environment. Okay, but but we will sometimes we want to bind the IP address host. Okay, not host. Okay, so in that case, in that case, what will happen? We will configure. Of course, transport at host no need. Okay, since we are going to run a single mode, single node cluster for the test environment. Okay, so transport.host is no need for that, but at least http.port or network.host has to be configured with the given IP address. So then only we can, if we are configuring IP address, then only we can call from the external box. Local host, by local host you cannot run, right? You can connect, right? So if you want to connect from the external node, we have to configure the given IP address. Okay, so that is matter. Even the test environment, we are not going to run all the Elasticsearch and keep on the same host. Okay, so if this is running host same host, no problem. But in a dev environment also we will not like that. Okay, we will be running Kibana separate host, Elasticsearch separate host, maybe other Logstash or something, Heartbeat. Okay, any other if you need a metric beat, are all in the separate bits. Okay, so in that case, if you are enabling, if you are configuring the IP address or host name, what does it mean? It is you are running a single node cluster in production mode. Okay, you are running a single node. That's what. Once you configure transport.host or security network.host, okay, and port number, then Elasticsearch I didn't assume that it is dev environment. You are running you are running for production. Sorry, you are running for production environments. Okay, maybe it is single host. Okay, fine. Okay, that's what about the foreground mode. Okay, and the same stuff you can run by the daemon mode. See, by the advantage for the disadvantage of foreground mode, so, okay, you can run, you can execute, you can do all the configurations. Okay, then you can run, you can check all the things are getting done, like token, password, everything, and you are able to connect with URL tool or from external tools. Okay, once you understand everything, you can start your Elasticsearch as a daemon mode. By the daemon mode, what is the advantage? No, you can quit the terminal. Okay, still it will be running in the background mode. That is our daemon mode, right? Okay, but if you want to run as a service, okay, service means what? It will start automatically when the OS start. It will stop whenever automatically OS stop. That is what happen. So that is what, whenever you want to run a service, you have to use systemd module. Systemd module available only in the RPM and Debian package. Okay, but but the location of the configuration file, location of the log file, okay, location of the data files may be vary here and there based on the type of the package, okay. But starting and stopping configuration, possible configuration or impact of the configuration, everything same, okay. Okay. So obviously, when setting up the test dev environment in the Linux box, okay, we will be running individual in we will be running at least a separate host for each instance, like one Logstash, one Kibana, one Elasticsearch. Okay, in that case, you cannot at least you must configure the network.host. Okay, so that it is HTTP available. Okay, HTTP.host or HTTP something. Okay, we have to configure, then only you can invoke your Elasticsearch from the external, from the machines. Okay, and since it is a protection mode, though it is single node cluster, okay, it will check for the elastic, it will check for the what, check for the bootstrap checks. Okay, but it will log and it will not stop because of it is running single node, right? So what is advantages now? You can single node, right? Okay, you can declare as a discovery.single node as a true. Okay, so that's how single node as a discovery.single node is true. Okay, so that will be running now. If it is a production or production has setups, obviously we will be running more than one node, right? Okay, if it is a manually case, okay, we can do two ways: either enrollment by that enrollment tokens, or you can declare the same cluster name. Okay, same cluster names in the Elasticsearch file. So then automatically it will get conned. It will join the cluster. Okay, but still, if you want to enroll your Kibana, you have to use the enrollment token, and you have to generate the enrollment token, then join it. Okay. Okay, so the thing is, what is now, if you want to join Elasticsearch, either dev setup or dev environment or production environment, you have to use the enrollment token techniques, since it is the security is enabled by default. That's why. Okay. Okay, now stopping. Similarly, which mode you are going to use? Okay, if it is foreground mode, you can set just Control C, it will quit. Or if you are running a daemon mode, you can use, of course, you know the what is that, process ID. You can send a p kill or kill. Okay, kill with -9 something. Okay, you can kill that. Or else, if you want to stop, if you are running a service, you can start service using the system CTLs. Okay, or you can stop as well as you can disable as well as you can do that. Okay, so stopping wise there is no problem. If it is everything fine, it will end up. But in the stopping there are a lot of different error codes are there. Okay, let's see how it is. Okay, here these are the error code. So if it is error code is 128, is related to the internal JVM. Out of memory means 127, almost 128 -1 right? Okay, so unknown virtual machine error, 125. Okay, stack overflow 126, serial IO error 124. Otherwise, it's none, no one. Okay, these are the things we have to keep in mind if you are getting error code as accordingly. So we can that. Okay, now in the starting itself, I have to tell you some of the things. Okay. When you start, as I told you, okay, by default security is enabled. So since Elastic built-in supervisor will be created and the password is printed. Similarly, it create the certificate and the keys for both transport and HTTP layer for both. Okay, it will be there. Enrollment token will be generated for 30 days, 30 minutes. So whenever you are running the local host, that means you have not configured anything. Okay. Okay, suppose if you want to reset, you can use of any of these three commands. You can generate the token, okay, or reset the password, okay, something like that. Okay, now so obviously logs will be specified. Logs will be within the log directory. If it is a tar versions, okay, it will be for local host. So obviously in that same machines you can configure like a localhost.9200. Okay, if we are, of course, if we the real case we want to run, because we want to call, we want to connect to the Elastic through the Kibana, that is running in the another machines. then obviously we have to bind with some YP. Okay, then enrollment tokens. Okay, so by default, okay, it is single node cluster, right? If you want to join the existing cluster, okay, that too in the production mode. If it is a production mode, if it is a local dev mode or dev mode, you in the still localhost will be there. Okay, localhost will be there. But if you want if you want to run as a dev mode, if you want to run as a production mode in the single node cluster, production mode means production environment is different. That is the setups we are going to do. Mode is with respect to Elasticsearch only. Okay, so okay, don't confuse. Okay, production mode means dev mode means we are talking about the how we are going to start the Elasticsearch under respective settings in the Elasticsearch.yml file. Okay, dev environment and the production environment, that is different. Okay, that is different. That is, you are selecting the cluster for your client. Okay, okay. Okay, so if you are running the production mode, okay, production mode, that means you are binding to a particular IP, then a single node is come as a single node cluster, single node production cluster has started. Okay, but the enrollment tokens you have to create yourself. Okay, you have to create yourself, then only you can join. Similarly, Kibana also you have to join. So this is using the Elasticsearch from another node you can join like this. Okay. Then one more thing, the certifications will be generated in the folder config/certs folder. Okay, using that you can understand what is there. Okay. Okay, run as a daemon process. Okay, so as I told, right, if you want to kill the even if you want to your Elasticsearch should keep run. Okay, though you are closing your session type you can run as a daemon process. There is no difference. Okay, this is how you can kill that. Then RQ zip package, that is for Windows. Again, the same sets will be happens. Okay, same set of operations will be happens, and nothing's changed. Okay, again, if you want if you want to start with the existing cluster for single host or multi-host, that's what that's how the steps will be vary. Okay, if it is a local host only, then no problem. If you bind to the address, then that is a different. Okay, so if you are binding to another address, then you should be like transport at host. It must configure. Then only it will be, you can call from, you can join another node. Similarly, HTTP also has to be configured. Okay, HTTP also has to be. Let me configurable, right? Go to XPack watcher network here. Where HTTP port. Okay, HTTP port. Okay, HTTP bind public host. Okay, network host, that's fine. Yeah, network host, I think. Yeah, what happened? Okay, here you can see the HTTP host. HTTP host, you have to bind to the explicit IP address. Then only you can reach from the external machine. That means through Kibana or through the any beats or through the log stars, for that only. Okay, otherwise nothing. Okay, it's the same setups. Okay, for a billion something. Okay, see what is, if you are running service, you will not see anything in a command prompt, right? So obviously you have to depend on only the log files. Okay, log files, this is the location of the log files, let it be Debian or something. But of course, if you are using the mostly we don't do that. Okay, but still, if you configure something in the key store, Elasticsearch key stores, okay, there is no link. Okay, if, once you download it, you can start your settings as a key value in the key store itself. Okay, key store itself. Okay, so by default, Elastic key store anyone can open by default. Okay, by default anyone can open. But if you even if you want to close, I mean, if you want to secure your key store, then you can set the password in the for the key store. Perhaps you have specified the password for your key store. This is how you have to pass the key store to while starting your Elasticsearch service. Okay, as an environment variable. See here, as an environment variable, we have to pass. So that means you have to specify this is the actual password. Okay, this is the password you are putting into this file. Okay, then for this file you are changing the change mode. Then from this files you are setting a environment variable by using the set environment command. Then you are starting the Elasticsearch. That's all. Okay. Okay. Then you can check for the journal. Okay, journal for the logs. general for the logs. Okay. Then Docker image, of course, you can run Elasticsearch in Docker image also, but right now I am not going to discuss about that. RDBMS package, it's the same. Okay. For let it be both RDBMS or let it be RPM or Debian package. Okay, you can use journal control using the, to see the logs or since something when you do. I think that's all about the start and the stop of Elasticsearch in the very beginning manner. Okay, so in fact different ways on how to kill. Okay, based on either you can start say local host mode, that is dev mode without configure an enter host or transport host, or you can configure a transport host if you want multiple node to join the cluster. Okay, or if you want to connect the external beat or external kibana, you have to configure at least http host. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you will get some idea about that what is happening while starting the Elasticsearch and what are the different ways to start the Elasticsearch, similarly stopping as well. Thanks for watching.